Hello and welcome to IFL's Teen Tales. This week, we read and discussed Instructions by Neil Gaiman. For our activity, we are going to make an adorable hedgehog out of an old book. In your week 3 bag, you should have an old book, a pair of googly eyes, and a black pom-pom. You will also need the glue from week 2 and a pair of scissors. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is remove the cover of the book. And because you have a paperback, you're just going to be able to rip the back cover off. You want to make sure that the glue stays on the spine, and you're just going to tear the front and back covers off, and that should take the spine cover as well, but your glue will still be there. Then you're going to want to tear about 5 pages from the back of the book. You want to make sure that these have writing on them so that they're not just blank pages. So I like to tear off all of the pages that don't have any writing on them, so that I'm starting with pages that are full of text. All right, we are all ready to get started. On the first page of the book, you're going to fold the top of the page at an angle towards the spine. So I'm lining mine right up with the spine and making an angle. I'm then going to fold the rest of the page over, lining it with the spine again and making that crease. The last step is to fold the bottom corner in, and this is going to be creating the tail of our hedgehog. And there is not a real angle that you need to go at, but you do need to keep these similar throughout the entire process. I'm going to flip that page open and do this all over again. So I'm going to take the top corner, fold it into the center of the book, flip that page in, and align it with the center of the book again, creating that crease, and then folding the bottom corner in at the same angle as the previous fold. You are going to continue folding all of the pages of your book the exact same way to create your hedgehog shape. When you get further in, it is going to be a little bit more difficult, but just keep working. You can do this. All right, I am on my final fold and it feels so good, but my hedgehog is looking great. So I'm going to make this final fold, and then we will move on to the next step. Alright, now that all of the folding is done, we're going to take those pages that we tore out at the beginning and use those to create some spikes for our hedgehog. So I'm just going to fold this in half, or actually I'm going to end up cutting this into quarters. So I'm just going to do in half first, and then I will cut that section in half again. Now with those still stacked together, I'm going to cut spike shapes on the top side of the page. And here I'm going to cut so that I have 3 spikes. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the straight side of my paper. going to tuck that down in between some of the pages of my hedgehog. And you're going to continue doing this with the other pages you have, and you can add as many spikes as you want. You can do every 4 or 5 pages. You can do 10 spikes, 15, however many you want. Once I do my set of 3 spikes, the next set of pages I'm going to cut, I'm only going to cut 2 spikes in, and then I will put those in between the 3 spikes so that they kind of offset from each other. But you can make this however you want. He is your hedgehog after all. Alright, now that you have all of your spikes in, it is time to add a nose and eyes. I'm just going to add a dot of glue on the back of my pom-pom, and then I'm going to press that into the flat part in the front of my hedgehog to create his nose. And just hold that on for a few seconds. Then I'm going to go ahead and glue my eyes on above my nose. So a dot of glue on the back of each of those, and place them wherever you think his eyes belong. And now you've got an adorable hedgehog made from a used book. Don't forget about our summer reading log. Earn cool prizes by reading books. See you next week on IFL's Teen Tales.